Coming up on the Sports Desk, time is running out on winter sports. The ladies are running this town in the postseason, and somebody inches a little further than we've seen since some of these girls were in elementary school. And with spring right on the horizon, meet the boys on the diamond at Torrance. See how last year's Pioneer co-tri-champs match up against the rest of the league in 2014. Plus, the biggest name behind the Ultimate Fighting Championships elite athletes. See how learning to be successful in the octagon is about more than just learning arm bars and jiu-jitsu. All that coming up now on the Sports Desk. What's up, everybody? Wan Hernandez here to join you for another week on the Sports Desk. We're in the thick of playoffs in town still, which is always exciting news because there's always a team or two that gets on a hot streak here, gets a little mojo there, but rarely do we see so many Torrance squads working into the quarterfinals and beyond in postseason play. Now, that's not to set up the we're just happy to be here expectations. Everybody who enters tournament plays knows they have a shot at doing something special. In the case of the South Spartans, that hurdle was a jump into the quarterfinals. After 19 wins in the regular season, the last time they'd gone this far in the playoffs was after wrapping up a perfect run against the Pioneer League back in 2008.
You know, we haven't been in this position for over, I think it's like 6 years. 2006 was like the last time we've gotten past the second round. So we're ecstatic about winning tonight. In the first half, we couldn't score. Nothing was falling. We were taking good shots. They just weren't falling. We knew that if we played good defense, we would stay in it, and we were fine till the halftime. Came back third quarter, knew we had to step up our intensity and our energy and fight together as a team, and luckily we did that.
We just needed to work on what we did in practice, which was, always talk and help side defense is one of our main problems, and we really worked on that over the past week. So we came into the game knowing that we always needed to help each other during defensive end, and then offense would just come naturally.
We got to loosen up with taking some outside shots, and I thought, we rushed them a little bit. Second half we're a little bit better, being a little more patient. I thought we moved the ball a little bit better. Our ball movements, our spacing was a little bit better, and I thought that kind of opened it up, and so that was the key.
I think this team together is just more cohesive. We're definitely flow better together, and there's less tension on the team. So I think that really helps.
This team is pretty resilient. Our chemistry is really good, and it's just the fact that I kind of remind them, this could be our last game. If we continue to play like we did in the first half, and so they kind of took it upon each other, and they just kind of concentrated a little bit more on our scouting report and how we wanted to play them. And I thought that the girls did a great job. They did a great job.
I think it really is our energy and our intensity. We've finally started to play as a team, and when we play together, we're almost unstoppable, as tonight was shown.
So checking out the scores in a busy week at South, that victory takes them into the quarterfinal round. Kind of the hump that weeds out the pretenders is getting a second playoff victory. Unfortunately, it's all she wrote with the OT loss in the quarters on the road at Patriot. Meanwhile, Torrance had that dominant first-round game at home against Beverly Hills. They aren't able to follow it up with another W, and they fell to El Dorado in the second round in another close battle. And if you remember a week ago, we talked about the city of Torrance's takeover in girls 2A hoops bracket. It seemed too good to be true. Torrance, South, West, and North all aligned for what could be a historic bit of bracketology magic. Of the 32 teams in the 2A bracket, 16 of them were placed in ranked format, 1 through 16. Led by the West Warriors as the top seed in the entire tournament, the city of Torrance's 4 squads all had rankings, with 3 of them being in the top 6. West, North, South, and Torrance all perfectly placed in their bracket positioning so that the first time we'd see these 4 teams against each other, it'd be for an all-Torrance CIF semifinal round. But, like I said, too good to be true. But hey, I'll take 2 of 4. It still makes a pretty good headline anyway, at least for one game. So that's what we got. First up, the top-seeded Warriors just plowing through the field. Again, they lap an opponent, doubling up on Rio Mesa in the second round, then taking down Moore Park by a mere 22-point margin in back-to-back road games. Meanwhile, the Saxons going to work all week as well. They get a trip to Golden Valley for the second round, followed up by that quarterfinals home win over Royal. Neither team looking like they've even struggled against the playoff opposition yet, so now it's a rivalry game for the ages. West hosting North with a chance to play for the whole shebang on the line. Two schools that aren't the biggest fans of one another duking it out on the West campus. The last time we saw them match up this season was at North back in the middle of December. North unable to break double digits in scoring in a single quarter until the fourth and final frame. Now combined, these two teams have won 51 games for an .822 overall winning percentage. You could put the two together and have a playoff super team or something. They're winning in the playoffs by an average of 32 points a game. North, your Pioneer League champs. West, winners of the Bay League, and it goes down this week. Now, I didn't call Vegas to ask who's the odds favorite. Apparently, they don't keep a sports book on high school girls basketball, but whatever, not that big of a deal. Meanwhile, keeping up with the trend of Torrance dominance in girls hoops, the Bishop Montgomery Knights doing some damage of their own in the Division 4A tourney. It took a bit of drama to make it happen, so if you're going to give somebody the green light with the season on the line, why not a freshman? I'd say from downtown, but that's a bit of an understatement. Might as well be half court with the bounce and the roll. The freshman point guard forces overtime, and that wouldn't be the last of the Knights' occasions to celebrate. 48-41 the final score, and Bishop is back in the semifinals for the first time since 2011. All right, everybody, so you got the scores in girls playoff hoops. When we come back, we'll have a little more postseason news for you and our first check-in with one of the three baseball squads that celebrated the Pioneer League Championship in 2013.
What about my privacy?
It's protected.
And the music I listen to?
Protected.
What about how I wear my hair?
And the things I say and write?
The Constitution protects your rights.
It isn't an old, fading piece of paper.
It's a living document.
The Constitution says there are 3 branches of government.
So we're kind of like the 4th branch of government.
We are the future of America.
Find out how you could become part of Constitution Day.
For me.
For all.
For real.
Go to aclu.org/Constitution Day.
Here we are, 2013. We all depend on technology to communicate, to bank, and none of us know how to read and write code.
The first program I wrote asked things like, what's your favorite color? Or how old are you?
I wrote a program to play tic-tac-toe.
I first learned how to make a green circle and a red square appear on the screen.
You're just trying to make something, trying to transfer something from your mind to the computer or to a tablet. It's an experience.
The whole limit in the system is just that there just aren't enough people who are trained and have these skills today.
The programmers of tomorrow are the wizards of the future. You know, you're going to look like you have magic powers compared to everybody else.
Great coders are today's rock stars. That's it.
What's this?